We will be joined this morning by Willie Snead and Marquise Brown. Obviously, Willie's going to be up first. Willie, thanks for taking some time. And as always, if you can please keep your mic muted until you have a question, and please do state your name and affiliation when you do have a question. Dave Ginsburg, we'll lead it off with you.
Hi, Willie. I'm hoping you had a good off season. Could you just take us through a little bit of how your workouts went and whether you saw the results that you were looking for?
Yeah, I had a great off season. With everything going on with the virus and all this craziness in the world, I was still able to get a lot of great work with my father. Started working out February until we reported last week, and I got the results I wanted. I feel faster. I feel lighter. I dropped like 7 pounds. I'm really feeling good at this weight. So I haven't been this weight since my first year in the league, and just feeling pretty good going into the season.
Thanks, man.
What's up, Snead? Kirk McEwen, 98 Rock. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Man, 27 years old. You're the old man in the room now. And I want to know what it's like, your transition from being undrafted out of Ball State, practice squad guy. Then you caught balls from one of the best ever in Drew Brees. And now you're working with Lamar. You're the leader of the room. Can you reflect on the journey?
Man, the journey's been awesome, man. There's been a lot of highs and lows, and I had to overcome a lot, especially coming in to the league. Like you said, I was an undrafted guy. Came into Cleveland, got cut, bounced around a couple practice squads, and landed in New Orleans. And I was definitely given the opportunity to just prove myself, for another camp, which I was blessed with. And it worked out for me. 3 seasons in New Orleans made me a better player, made me a better leader. Got to be around a lot of great guys over there down in New Orleans, and then the Ravens came calling me, man, and ever since then I haven't looked back. It's funny that I'm the oldest guy in the room now, and I still feel like a young man. I'm around all these young guys now, and they make me feel young. They push me, and we feed off each other. So just to be the oldest guy in the room is just an honor and a blessing, and I have to take that role on seriously and try to lead by example every day.
Willie, for attack purpose aside, sorry. Attack purpose. Are you okay, sorry. What kind of do you take on a mentor role for those younger players? What's your relationship, or what do you plan to kind of tell them as first year players in the NFL?
Yeah, it's a little different, especially for the rookies. They haven't had their usual offseason workouts, OTAs, minicamp. So it's different for them, and I just try to lead by example. Right now, and when they have so many questions, I just try to lead them by example, like I said, and then just give advice where I can. They're a young, hungry group, and they just want to learn on the run. So, me as a leader in the room, I just gotta, just give them the right advice, lead them in the right direction. Show them how to be a pro, how to handle these situations that are coming up right now. But so far they've been doing really good, man. They've been killing these workouts. I know they had their first day on the field today. And, I'm just happy with this group because we got a lot of great young guys.
Yeah, Willie, Ryan Mink from Ravens Media. Along those lines, just, what kind of sense do you get from those young players and their desire, particularly like a guy like Miles Boykin, let's say, to kind of prove themselves and have that, quote-unquote breakout year, and as a group for you wide receivers to kind of take this offense to another level?
Yeah, for us, it's just taking the next step. Like you said, we have a really young core of guys. It's not like we have like 7-8 years in our room, but these guys are still learning on the run, and every year is important to these guys. Every practice is important. Every rep with Lamar is important. So just being able to watch the film, learn from the mistakes, and continue to grow in the area as a receiver, catching the ball, running the routes, that just gives the coaching staff a lot of confidence that we can pass at any down. It doesn't have to be third down. It doesn't have to be first. We can throw whenever. And that's just going to come with the volume of work that we get this training camp. And guys like Miles, guys like Marquise are going to take that next step because they expect that out of themselves. And we're all pushing each other at the end of the day. These young guys coming in, they're hungry. They want to prove themselves at the same time. So there's going to be a lot of great, healthy competition I'm excited about. And, at the end of the day, guys are going to have to prove themselves, prove their worth, and get out there and make these plays.
Willie,
Willie P. Gilbert at WBAL TV. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'll hit with Brown. You see the transformation in person now. We've seen it online to the workouts. What strikes you the most about seeing him compared to when you last saw him in January?
I could tell he put on a lot of weight. He's put on a good amount of weight, and you could tell he's solid now. I know the first thing he said coming into the building is like, I'm trying to block somebody. I'm trying to set the tone in the running game, man. And I could just tell by his build that he took that part seriously. He wants to look the part. He wants to put on weight, and he did that. He was committed to, putting on a little muscle. And, the speed is always going to be there. I know he's healthy now. His foot's feeling a lot better. He's moving a lot better. I think now it's just time to get on the field. That's all we've been waiting on, run these plays, going against the defense, and just proving that part. So from just looking at him, man, he looks like a totally different kid from I saw last year. Super excited to see what he can do.
Willie, Mike Preston from the Baltimore Sun. Who were some of the
Oh, lost you there. Guys going in and out. Lost him.
Hello?
Yeah,
Still
go
there?
ahead. You're up now. I didn't hear
All
the
right.
question.
Question about you how to be a receiver in the National Football League. And two, how about the art of blocking? How hard is that to learn in the NFL?
Say the first question. I heard the blocking question. What was the first question?
Who are some of the older guys that you learned how to be a receiver? Who taught you to be a receiver in the National Football League?
Okay. I think going into New Orleans, I learned from a lot of guys. When I was in Cleveland, I learned from Andrew Hawkins, Nate Burleson, just watching Josh Gordon every day, he was a crazy talent. And then when I got to New Orleans, Marcus Colston was somebody that really taught me how to play the slot game. Because when I came there, I was an outside guy. I played a lot of X, I played a lot of Z, but Marcus was the slot guy. And I didn't know how to watch film, really, and he taught me how to watch film. He taught me how to see coverage in the inside role. And, when he retired, I took on that role, and that's when I made a big jump as a slot receiver. So, Andrew Hawkins was huge just with the footwork, quickness, and then Colston really taught me how to, take it to the next level in the slot game. Because in college, I didn't really run in the slot. I was more of an outside guy, but Colston was a huge part of, my development in the NFL as a slot receiver. And then for the blocking part, that's just want to, man. That's just want to go in there and get dirty, get your guy, and then hope that Mark. I know Mark is gonna hit the hole. I know Gus is gonna hit the hole. I know Justice is gonna do his thing, and that's just my brother, man. That's want to at the end of the day. Get in there, get dirty, and handle your guy so you can get those big runs. Because at the end of the day, if you blocking your guy, our offense is gonna succeed, and you could see that. Last year, just being one of the best offenses in the league, breaking the rushing record. That's just all will and want to. And when you put that stuff on film, the young guys see it, they want to do it. You see teams around the league, guys are taking more effort in the blocking game. So, that's just a mentality at the end of the day to want to get in there and put a body on somebody.
This is Jameson from ESPN, Willie. Thanks for taking the time. Everyone keeps talking when they talk about the Ravens, talking about the next step for Lamar Jackson. From someone who catches passes from Lamar, what would you think would be what are you expecting from Lamar to take that another step this season?
I think his role as a quarterback is going to get better when he's in the passing game for sure. He made a lot of great strides last year in the passing game, but I think the outside game is what he really wants to take the next level, and like hitting the comebacks, hitting the out routes, hitting the hooks, Throwing inside is so easy for him. He makes it look fluid, but I know when we were talking this offseason, he wanted to get better at, throwing the outside game, hitting the go balls, stretching the field a lot more. And, he's taking pride in that. And I think when he starts doing that, people are going to really respect him as a passer more than a runner. And that's kind of like where he wants to get better as the passing game, because everybody knows what he can do when he runs. He's probably the most lethal threat in the NFL when he has the ball in his hands. But throwing the ball, I think he definitely wants to take the next step. And just seeing him in the last couple of days, my guy is going to be primed and ready to go.
Hey, Willie, Childs Walker with the Baltimore Sun. Wondering how you're adjusting to all the new protocols that are required because of the pandemic, and also kind of what's been your reaction as you've seen some of the difficulties that baseball has had as they've started up their season.
Yeah, I mean, coming in the building, it was different, man. It's an adjustment. You got to take these tests every day. Coming in, we had to wait a week to get in the building, which was different. But once we got it in the building, I could just tell the Ravens organization in itself took that next step of making sure everybody is safe. Everybody's doing everything they have to do to make sure that we're all being safe, staying clean, and just making sure that we're taking care of ourselves at the end of the day. I think as a professional, we're not going to be able to do a lot of things that we're used to doing, like going out to dinners, doing different activities, going out and stuff like that. You got to be a pro, man. You got to know what's on the line right now. And, the season's on the line. If guys test positive, that's going to be a problem. And, you always want to come up negative. You want to keep a positive attitude. That's what everybody's been saying around here. I think baseball is baseball. I don't know.
A time crunch compared to most years.
I think this year is even better because Lamar is in year 3. We have the same group of guys for the most part. We got a lot of young guys coming in, like I said before, but I just think Lamar has a good feel of the offense now. I feel like he has a great feel of the guys around him. And, just watching the film from last year, he sees where he can get better. He sees where we can get better as an offense. And I think as we get on the field every day, like we just doing little stuff with each other, just running through routes and then the walkthroughs, those are important. I just think Lamar is seeing it more and more and more each year. And I told him that. I told him, like, from year 2 to year 5, you're going to see a tremendous difference. And, he's in year 3 now. He's still so young. He's got a lot to learn still as a pro. But he sees the angles that he can get better at. And I just think that our offense is just going to get better in the passing game. And, it's going to start with Lamar, and he's doing his part to make sure that we take that next step.
We have time for one more for Willie.
Hey, Willie, this is Aaron Kasnitz at Penn Live. You mentioned dropping the weight to 7 pounds. I'm curious, how exactly did you do that aside from just working out, and why did you want to get to that weight? What does that mean for you on the field?
I think for me, I've been playing at like 200, 202 the past 3 years, and I think that was just really heavy for me, man. I didn't feel as good. I didn't feel as quick, as fast, and I think that affected me in the passing game a little bit, just creating separation, getting open, getting down the field a little bit faster. Some ways that I did that was just training in Florida, man. It's hot, it's humid, we sweating every day. My dad's got me on the pavement running, and just my diet as well, eating clean, trying to cut out the carbs, the sugars, all that stuff, man. Just being disciplined and trying to attack this 2020 year the best I can because this is my contract year. I'm up again, and I just want to get the best out of it. And I feel like dropping weight really helped me. And, I got my hand fully healthy now. There's no surgeries, no nothing. For me, I'm just excited for the opportunity to come out here with these young guys and to be able to push this offense to the next level. That's my expectations for myself. I'm here now. I feel great. And I'm just ready to go, man. I'm ready to play some football.
Amanda, why don't you close us out?
I'm Jimena Lugo La Torre from Ravens Spanish Radio. Will Snead, it's great to see you again. What are you going to miss on this training camp without fans?
Oh man, that's gonna be an adjustment, man. I know we look forward to the fans, the cheers, all that stuff, but we got to keep people safe, man. I think that's the number one priority is making sure that everybody's safe and healthy. I know it stinks, man. That's the worst part, especially come game day. I know they're going to have a limit capacity, but, I know people are going to love football. I know just having football around is just going to bring people up. And I know they've been looking forward to sports. I know basketball's going. I know baseball's going right now. But when football comes around, man, can you imagine a fall with no football at all? I can't. So it's gonna be an adjustment without no fans, especially in training camp. But I know once we start rolling on Sundays, man, I know the whole environment in our nation is gonna change, man. I think people are just ready for football, whether it's at the stadium or it's at the house. So, we'll make it right. We're gonna make it fun, and I'm just looking forward to the whole football vibes again.
All right, Willie, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys. Good seeing you
Guys,
guys.
we're going to send everybody. Guys, we're going to send everybody to a breakout room here shortly, and we'll be back with Hollywood in just a few moments. Yeah, go ahead and let everybody in, Phil.
Letting everyone in now.
We're going back. We're live here, guys.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are now joined by Marquise Brown. Marquise, thank you for your time. And guys, before we get started here, I did want to make just one quick note. I know everybody has different circumstances they're dealing with here and maybe don't have the capabilities, but if you do have the ability and you're in position to turn your camera on, I do think that our guys would enjoy seeing you as well. Just one note. So with that, Dave Ginsburg, we will let you lead it off.
Well, if I knew how to work that camera, I would do it. So, Marquise, you won't get to see me, and that's your good fortune. A lot has been said about your off-season workouts. Steve Saunders said you really got after it. Could you tell us what your mindset was going into the off-season, what you did, and what the results were?
My mindset going in was, first off, get healthy. I just wanted to get back to, my old self. So started off, in the beginning of the year, just working on my foot, getting my leg back right, my whole left side of my body. And then, ramping up until May and June, I started, moving around, doing routes, cutting. And then June, July, I started back working on my speed. So, I just took the time out to, address every part of my body just to make sure, I was going into the year right.
Did you gain like X amount of pounds of muscle? Are you heavier than you were last year, yet just as fast, I'm sure?
Yeah, while I was gaining weight, made sure I was running, kept track, got the Ravens to send me a GPS tracker down to make sure, I was still running, at top speed, at good speed. So everything with gaining weight was keeping my speed and getting faster.
Hey, Marquise, it's Luke Jones of WNST. I know you worked hard last year. You played through it. You never complained. But looking back at it, how challenging was it to play with your foot being less than 100%? How uncomfortable was it?
Yeah, I'm not the guy to, complain. If I'm out there, I'm going to go all I could do to help my team. But, it wasn't the best circumstances. But, I was just blessed to be in the NFL. And, I was just thankful that God allowed me to be where I was at. So there's no complaints. I had a good year to me dealing with what I had to do. So just continue to push forward.
Marquise, it's Jerry Coleman from 105.7 The Fan. Good to see you. How much better do you think you can be, though, with a healthy offseason and fully recovered from the injury and taking the next step?
I feel, I got, bright days ahead. I feel 100 times better than I did last year. So all I got to do now is, focus on, the plays, focus on the stuff that I'm supposed to focus on instead of focusing on my feet and trying to stay healthy.
Hey, Marquise, it's Ty Karpovich from Sports Illustrated. What was it like working out with Antonio Brown this offseason? And Lamar Jackson remarked how hard he works out, lifting weights before and after the workout. What do you learn from a guy like that? And what was it like working out with him?
I've been working out with AB since I was in college, so I know he about, he a guy that's going to push you, and he is a guy that take care of his body. So I learned a lot about him, just about, making sure everything is right, even when you're not injured. Always work on yourself and always better yourself.
Hollywood, it's Kirk McEwen from 98 Rock. Saw you in the locker room last year. You were down to 157. You didn't look like a pro player's physique. Was there one time in the season where you were on the field and, you're playing with grown men at 157? Was there one scenario where you knew you had to get stronger and bigger, even though you put up good numbers, respectable numbers?
I always knew, even in training camp, even through the season, I was like, I got to get back, it wasn't even about the weight. It was about the strength, getting my strength back to what I was used to, and just being out there, moving, trying to do different stuff that I was used to doing and not being able to do it was kind of frustrating. But then again, I was just anything. I had a good team around me to keep me in good spirits to, just do whatever I can to help the team.
You look different. You sound different. Welcome back.
Thank you.
This is Jameson from ESPN. Marquise, thank you so much for doing this. What I might have missed this. Did you say specifically how much weight you did add and put on this off season?
I'm up to 180 pounds now, so feeling good. Yeah, feeling strong. So ready to get after it.
Hey, Marquise, this is Sean Stepner from WMAR. Where do you feel that weight the most?
I get that question a lot. I don't feel it yet, so I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really feel it because I guess I put together a good regimen with the running, so it wasn't something that like I just put weight on and then I just tried to get out there to start running. So it wasn't like that, you know. It took time for the weight to actually even stick on me. You know, I'll gain the weight, you know, lose it, gain it, lose it. But you know, now that it started sticking around like June, so you know, I'm just trying to keep pushing forward.
We heard Willie Snead say that you said that you were looking to block somebody to him. Where do you expect that weight to help you starting week 1?
I think it helped me, you know, absorbing hits off the catch, you know, blocking, anything physical, you know, just to be able to have that extra weight and strength behind you to, you know, help with injuries.
Thanks.
Marquez, I'm Jimena Lugo La Torre. It's great to see you from Ravens Spanish Radio. Do you think that gaining this much weight can affect your speed?
I mean, what people fail to realize, when I was at OU, you know, I was 173, 170 pounds. So, you know, I honestly just gained about 10 pounds. You know, I actually lost weight last year. So, you know, to me, I feel back to normal, so to say. Like, I feel, you know, like myself.
Marquise, this is Kevin Richardson with the Baltimore Sun. First, congratulations on winning the Madden tournament. And secondly, Lamar mentioned about the possibility of AB joining your team. What's your thought? Would you like him in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, AB, he's a guy that's going to bring the best out you, you know. I feel like he could fit in this locker room. He's a guy that's competitive, and, you know, he going to go out there and give 100%, and seeing stuff like that going to make other guys, you know, want to do the same.
Marquise, Bo Smolka with Press Box. I know last year you joked about it for your rookie duties. You had to drive Lamar from the facility and so forth. If you could go way back to your time in South Florida, do you remember Lamar Jackson as a youth football player? And what's the kind of vibe, or how would you describe South Florida youth football in general, with the talent that's down there?
Yeah, we were just talking about this in the locker room yesterday. I mean, talent down there is just crazy, you know. I remember Lamar, you know, he's been a quarterback since, you know, since he can remember, I can remember. So he was one of those guys. He was already bigger than everybody, and he just get it, you know. He was doing the same moves that he does now, throwing it all across the field. So, you know, it's talent level all around there, and the little kids from age 7 to, you know, 13 is out there, you know, trying to get to the NFL. That's their dream, to get to the NFL. So to those guys, I just tell them to just keep working and put school first.
Marquise, hey, Marquise, Ryan from Ravens Media. On that same note, how have you seen Lamar change, if at all, after winning the MVP? I mean, he's a superstar, mega superstar now on the cover of Madden. Everybody knows who he is. What do you see from Lamar? What have you seen this offseason since then?
I feel like he's more hungry. You know, even with all that, you know, he pressed the issue about the Super Bowl. Like, you know, that's his number one goal. He want to win a Super Bowl, and he want to win, you know, more than one. So, you know, it's our job to make sure that we're right to go out there and compete and at a high level.
Marquise, this is Jonas Schaefer with the Baltimore Sun. Just looking back at some of your plays last year, there were, you know, some instances where you would go down, maybe stumble before you had to meet contact. Was that just self-preservation? Was it your body, your feet not feeling 100%?
A little bit of both. You know, sometimes I'll try to make a cut that my foot wasn't able to make, and then, you know, I'll go down. You know, sometimes, you know, I just know that I'm not going to be able to make that move, so I'll go down. So it was more about, you know, get the yards that I can get down, get ready for the next play. You know, it's better for me to be in the game than to be out the game.
Hey, Hollywood, this is Garrett Downing with Ravens Media. You mentioned that you got the GPS trackers from the Ravens this offseason. I'm curious, how did your speed this offseason compare to what the numbers you were putting up as a rookie?
It was just like, even when my first day running, not even like going top speed, I matched my highest speed since I've been at the Ravens. So, I was pleased to hear that. Sam was pleased to hear it. And from there on, I just really didn't focus on speed again until like July. I just had to make sure that it was still there.
And was the speed basically the numbers you were putting up back at OU?
Nah, I ain't get that yet. I ain't touched that yet.
Marquise, what advice did Antonio give you when you trained with him in Florida?
Just basically, the best thing you could do in the league is to be available. So just to make sure, year round that I'm training my body to, withstand the NFL, withstand 16 games, and also working on your craft to be consistent game in and game out.
Hey, Marquise, this is Aaron from Penn Live. I'm just curious. I know you guys obviously put a lot of things in place to protect against the spread of coronavirus. Is there anything to you that's especially weird or jarring or interesting that you're encountering in the facility every day?
I wouldn't say weird because I feel like here they're doing a great job of just having everything like locker rooms. We got separated lockers and we got monitors to track how close we are to people. So honestly, I feel like they're making it as safe as possible. And that was something that everybody was skeptical about. How would it be? But once we got here, we're like, oh man, this could work.
Marquise, Ryan Mink from Ravens Media again. Is there any kind of lift or any kind of exercise that you can attribute to your muscle? Was there any kind of favorite one that you did in your workouts?
No, I don't really got no favorite one. Just whatever I got that day, just attack that workout 100%. That's the only thing you could do to try to maximize anything you're trying to do.
All right, Marquise, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. And everyone else, we'll see you back here on Friday. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marquise.